We saw a few nice days with a break from the rain this week, but more rain is on the way tonight with the potential for severe weather. I'll have the full details coming up.
Thank you, Emily. Also tonight, a local college approves an increase in tuition. We'll have more on what it means for students.
Plus, gas prices rise around the country. We'll have an update on costs in Central Illinois. This is News Watch, and your Tuesday edition starts now.
TCI Realty, Charleston area's real estate connection, commercial, land and farm, and residential real estate. Experienced realtors with an up-to-date website at tcirealty.net. TCI Realty supports the students of WEIU Newswatch.
The Charleston House proudly supports Newswatch. Now welcoming guests on Charleston's historic 6th Street, the Charleston House Bed and Breakfast Inn offers refined accommodations in a beautifully restored bed and breakfast. For booking information, visit craigcollection.com or call the number on screen.
After a pleasant afternoon, storms may be on the way. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Pierce Lehman.
And I'm Andrew Spade. Local forecaster Emily Davis is tracking those storms, and she joins us with the first check of the Skywatch forecast. Good evening, Emily.
Good evening. Storms are on their way, but it won't hit our viewing area until we move overnight tonight, although we are seeing parts of this storm already impacting northern Illinois, causing a tornado watch to have been put in place already. But as we move overnight tonight, more rain will fall in our viewing area, causing potential for severe weather. And the part of the reason why we're seeing this is because of the warmer temperatures we saw today. High temperatures in the upper 70s and even into the 80s in parts of the viewing area today. And as you look behind me across Eastern's campus, we're starting to see some clouds beginning to develop as we move into those evening hours, which will lead up to those potential thunderstorms as we move overnight tonight. We will be seeing those thunderstorms and potential for severe weather, and that's because of that warmer temperature, and that warmer temperature is going to continue with a low in the 60s. That's the first look at your Skywatch forecast. Now back to the desk.
Thank you, Emily. In other news, one person is flown to a hospital and another faces charges following a UTV crash in Effingham County Friday. The county sheriff's office says the crash happened on 750th Street, just south of I-57 in Edgewood. They say a UTV hit a guardrail on the east side of the roadway, throwing a passenger from the vehicle. Authorities identified that passenger as 31-year-old Dylan Lewis of Dietrich and say he was airlifted from the scene to a St. Louis area hospital. They say the driver, 55-year-old Keaton Ort, had been charged with DUI, illegal transportation of alcohol, operating an ATV on a roadway, and improper lane usage. A local community college approves an increase in tuition and fees. Lakeland College representatives confirmed that the Board of Trustees approved a 3.25% increase in tuition fees at their meeting last night. The increase will officially take effect for the upcoming summer semester. In-district students will now pay $124 per credit hour. Out-of-district students will now pay $267 per credit hour. And out-of-state students will now pay $484 per credit hour. Several polling locations in Champaign County will be closed for the March 17th primary election due to a lack of judges. County Clerk Aaron Amons says in total 15 locations throughout the country will not open on Election Day. Each closed polling place will have signs posted directing voters to the closest available location. For more information, you can visit the Champaign County Clerk's Office website.
A recent change in federal law is making it more possible for more people with disabilities to open special savings accounts. Yesterday, Illinois Treasurer Michael Frericks announced an estimated 250,000 Illinois residents who are disabled will now be eligible to open ABLE accounts. Those accounts allow people with disabilities to save for improving quality of life without risking federal benefits. The Achieve Better Life Experience Act was passed by Congress in 2014 and applied to people who became disabled before their 26th birthday. Now, Congress has pushed that back to their 46th birthday, meaning more than 6 million more people across the country can now start ABLE accounts.
So if you sustained a spinal cord injury in an auto accident at age 35, you're eligible. If you developed a neurological condition at age 42, you are eligible. As many as 800,000 military veterans also are eligible, including many here in Illinois.
Before Able, people with disabilities couldn't accumulate assets of more than $2,000 without endangering their Medicaid or supplemental security income. Money saved in Able accounts won't count towards that $2,000 limit. Paying at the pump has gotten more expensive in the last few days. Gas Buddy reports average national gas prices has risen 51 cents over the last week. The sudden rise in price nationwide comes amid the U.S. war with Iran. Locally, prices in Charleston were reported around $3.59 per gallon. In Effingham, low prices was $2.49. Prices as high as $3.36 per gallon. If you're planning a little yard work, you may be in luck. The city of Charleston says their leaf and limb facility is reopening today. The site is on West Mason Avenue near the city's wastewater treatment plant. Charleston residents can use that site to dispose yard waste. City officials say if you drop off waste, you must either dump it out or use biodegradable bags. This afternoon might be a good one to spend outside.
But will tomorrow be the same? Emily Davis is back in the Weather Center.
That's right. Today was beautiful with highs reaching the 80s, but tomorrow will bring even more rainfall. Now the details coming up.
Eyes were on the skies across parts of Western Europe after a bright flashing fireball was seen and reportedly heard tearing across the evening sky. According to the International Meteor Organization, more than 2,800 sightings were reported in places like Germany, France, Belgium, and the Netherlands, with dozens of videos of the surreal event uploaded and shared. According to the German news outlet RTL, some eyewitnesses claimed they heard enormous bangs as the event unfolded, and there were reports of at least one house damaged by falling debris, but no injuries were reported. Officials with the European Space Agency believe the fireball was likely a meteor and are using available data to determine its size, which they estimate may only have been a few meters in diameter. Well, it was no streaking celestial event, but wide-eyed witnesses were mesmerized nonetheless by the dizzying promotional prowess of the competitors of the 19th Annual Sign Spinning Championships in Las Vegas. Normally spotted hawking the wares of local businesses from street corners, these skilled performers from the U.S. and beyond took center stage on Fremont Street to twirl, whirl, flip, and flop in what organizers call the ultimate competition, where sports and advertising come together. Finally, in the spirit of competition, a relic from the very first modern Olympic Games recently nabbed a hefty winning price at auction. According to the Brun Rasmussen Arts Auctioneers, this silver medal from the 1896 Olympic Games was sold at auction for roughly $179,000. The 1896 event in Athens, Greece introduced the modern Olympics era, and silver medals like this one were awarded for first place back then, with gold medals being introduced in 1904. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
We did see a break from the rain, but more rain is on its way. We're seeing rain develop both in Arkansas, southern Missouri, and across the Great Plains currently, and this rain will make its way eastward, eventually affecting us here in Illinois. Northern Illinois is already seeing part of this rainfall begin to develop and affect their area. This yellow box is indicating a tornado watch that's been put in place up there. And earlier today, the Storm Prediction Center put our viewing area under a slight to enhanced risk for severe weather. Now, the higher risk is in the northern portions of our viewing area, north of I-72. Now this means there is a possibility for tornadoes, strong winds, and possible large hail. Now once again, the higher risk is further north, but still a slight to enhanced risk for severe weather overnight tonight because of the thunderstorms that we will be experiencing. The reason why we saw these thunderstorms are going to be developing is because of the warmer temperatures we saw throughout the daytime, and they're going to be continuing as we move overnight. A low temperature of just 61 degrees, strong winds blowing out of the south at 15 to 20 miles per hour, possibly gusting up to more when those storms do blow through. But currently we're seeing mostly cloudy skies, but as we move overnight, we're going to be seeing the possibility for that severe weather and heavy rainfall move into our area, but this will be overnight. Past midnight likely for our viewing area, but as we move into the morning hours, the rain will become a little bit more scattered, but more rain will be on its way as we move throughout the daytime tomorrow. You saw heavy rainfall passing, moving off to the east, moving quickly, but still rainfall throughout the daytime tomorrow. Eventually, this rain will clear up as we move into the evening hours, leaving us with mostly cloudy skies for Wednesday evening, but rain throughout the daytime on Wednesday and overnight tonight, which is going to cause around an inch to up to half an inch to up to an inch of rainfall as we move throughout the next 24 hours. Around 6/10 of an inch here in Charleston, but getting over an inch over in Taylorville. More rainfall to the north into the west as we move throughout the overnight tonight and eventually into tomorrow. Now, because of the warm temperatures we saw today, that is why we're seeing this potential for severe weather. Warm surface temperatures can cause potential for severe weather, and that's because we saw high temperatures in the upper 70s and the 80s throughout the daytime today. A high temperature of 78 degrees here in Charleston, although we reach 80 at Decatur, Taylorville, and down in Effingham. Now, as we move throughout the daytime tomorrow, we're going to be seeing even more rainfall. Now, that rain's going to continue overnight into tomorrow. Rainfall a little bit more scattered in the morning hours, but heavy rainfall in the afternoon and late afternoon hours. But temperatures will be dropping down as well. We're going to see our high temperature of 62 degrees in the morning hours tomorrow, and then those temperatures are going to drop off as we move throughout the daytime and continue to drop off as we move forward with a high of 50 degrees on Thursday, getting down into the 40s for our Friday to finish off the work week. We will see temperatures warm up as we start our weekend with a high of 58 degrees, but then those temperatures are going to drop right back down again those temperatures will warm up on Sunday with the potential for rain, but that cold front associated with the rain will cause those temperatures to drop down. A high temperature in the 20s as we make it to Monday, a possibility for some snow as we move overnight Sunday night into Monday. So we're going to be seeing temperatures warmer, but cold fronts are going to cause temperatures to drop down and even a potential for snow as we make it to the end of the weekend.
And Emily, it really stinks to hear that. I was just getting used to all the warm weather.
Yeah, it was really nice outside today. Thank you, Emily. Still to come, U.S. officials issue a new statement condemning the regime in Afghanistan. We'll have the details.
Plus, we'll take you to Iowa as a community honors one of the U.S. service members killed in the Iran war. Thanks for watching WEIU. Your W News Watch is on WEIU.
As the war with Iran intensifies, oil prices have surged. Global markets tumbling Monday morning as investors fear the ongoing violence could cause a severe disruption to energy supply. U.S. and Israeli airstrikes are targeting and destroying oil facilities in Iran, and vessels carrying oil through the Strait of Hormuz have halted. Roughly 20 million barrels of oil are typically transported through this key waterway every day. That's roughly 20% of the world's oil supply. But since the war began, this time-lapsed graphic shows how traffic is now at a standstill. The stalled supply is causing gasoline prices to surge. In the U.S., a gallon of regular gasoline jumped to $3.48 Monday. It's up 58 cents from a month ago, and many experts fear it's just going to get worse. Diesel prices have soared 89 cents a gallon in just the last week. There's a growing fear this could drive up the cost of several goods because it will cost shipping and trucking companies more to fill up the tank. The high cost of jet fuel could also drive up airfare. Some airlines are already warning passengers to expect a jump in prices. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Communities around the country are honoring the 7 U.S. service members killed in the Iran war.
Alex Fulton reports on a visual at Drake University in Iowa yesterday honoring Sergeant Declan Cody.
Solemn sounds echo outside Old Main on Drake's campus.
This hurts. This hurts a lot.
A crowd of 150 students, faculty, and alumni all paying their respects to Sergeant Declan Cody, who was a Drake sophomore. He was killed by Iranian forces in Kuwait.
That if Cody were here right now, he would say to all of you, "Don't let me slow you down. Go on ahead."
Cody's friend Ethan Novak shared a story of a time he was struggling to get through a 2-mile run during a ROTC training.
Cody believed with 100% of his body and soul that anyone could do better than what they thought they could. And he thought that of me as we were running that day.
The two were only together in ROTC for a semester, but he made a mark.
He was always happy, he was always lighthearted, and he was always ready to motivate the people who he was with.
For the faculty, many of them at one point worked with Cody's mother on campus.
Catherine was one of the first people I met when I came to interview for this job in 2014, and was always there with a smile, wonderful service.
Whether they knew Cody or not, the Drake community is feeling the effects of losing one of their own.
Morale has been low, especially around here because someone has passed away within our Bulldog community, and we're all kind of just like grieving him right now.
Being together and leaning on one another is getting them through the grief.
I think it was really prevalent today seeing the Drake community, whether it be a student, faculty member, administration really showing up and supporting.
Community members in Glendale, Kentucky are also honoring Sergeant Benjamin Pennington, who was also killed in the conflict. The Trump administration is condemning Afghanistan for what it calls the unjust detention of U.S. citizens and others. The administration announced yesterday they were declaring the country a state sponsor of wrongful detention. Afghanistan is now the second country given that designation. The other is Iran. Experts say it's likely for the U.S. to add travel restrictions on Afghanistan. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says that the Taliban must release Americans kept in custody. Shifting gears, we now go to Pierce Lehman to see what's coming up in sports. Pierce?
Thanks, Andrew. Last night was a huge night in high school basketball. One of the Class 1A Super Sectionals took place right here at EIU with a legendary alumni in attendance. I'll have the recap for you in just a moment. Thanks for watching. WEIU Sports Watch Report is coming up next. It's now or never. Top seeds Leroy and Lawrenceville square off to see who will go to state for the first time in over 10 years. I went to Groninger Arena to see who wins on this special night. It's the IHSA Super Sectionals at EIU between the Lawrenceville Indians and the Leroy Panthers. Whoever wins this matchup will go to state for the first time in over a decade. The first quarter was a defensive showdown, with the highlight being this monstrous block from Jacek Mikowicz, and the crowd is fired up. If the first quarter was a defensive showdown, the second was an offensive shootout, with this three from Jaden Goff. This would continue into the second half, as it's Goff again slamming down the dunk, and listen to that crowd. Lawrenceville wins this one 48-26. This is Lawrenceville's first trip to state in over 30 years. And a lot of the coaches and players were emotional for both reasons on and off the court.
Aiden gave us a lot of inspiration tonight. He was in a bad car accident Saturday, and we talked to him right before we boarded the bus. We Zoomed him, and he wished us well, and we wish him well. So hopefully he gets to come home in a couple of days. But this is for Aiden. It feels good. It feels good. Thank you.
We came into this game knowing that we had to win for him. We loved everything we did. He practices so hard. I couldn't tell you another teammate that has pushed me more than him. He makes us play 10 times better.
While many in the crowd were parents of players, there was also a Lawrenceville legend who now coaches at EIU.
It's neat to see the community, come together like this and support the team. This is what we always got when we were players back there at Lawrenceville. Lawrenceville is one of the one of the greatest communities to grow up as a little boy and become a high school basketball player is pretty cool.
Jaden Golf had an impressive night, scoring a game-high 21 points and 7 rebounds. Lawrenceville will now go on to the State Farm Center in Champaign to take on Goreville on Thursday at 10 a.m. This will be the second time these two teams meet this year, and Goreville took home the first matchup. Let's take a peek at how a few other local teams did during the super sectional round last night. Tolono Unity is headed to state after knocking out Bishop Markkanen 77-70. Unity now made the state for boys basketball and football within a few months of each other. In 3A, Decatur MacArthur's 34-win season comes to a close as the Generals only gathered their second loss of the year, falling to East St. Louis 51-49. The state semifinal round is set for Thursday at the State Farm Center in Champaign. It's postseason time for Lakeland men's basketball as they take on division rival Vincennes University for the third time this season. The Lakers came out firing in the first half, going up by 5 at halftime, but got outscored by 19 points in just the second half. LSC just couldn't get it done as their season comes to a close after a 94-80 loss against the Trailblazers. Lakeland finished up the season with a 9-20 record and a 4-10 mark in the Great River Conference. On the world stage for baseball, two perfect teams run into each other again, with some big history between the two squads. The last time USA and Mexico played was in 2023, and the green and red came out on top 11-5. Can the U.S. get revenge? Starting off in the bottom of the third, Jesus Cruz deals, and it's perfect for Aaron Judge, and he launches it over the right field wall. Team USA is all smiles as they lead 2-0. It's the same inning. It's Roman Anthony this time, and he crushes this ball, and he crushes every ounce of this ball. Houston is lit up, and USA now leads 5-0. But it's not over yet as Jaron Duran shows some fight for Mexico, going opposite field for a solo homer. Now within 3, guess who's back? Back again as Durant takes off one more, and Mexico fans in Houston are absolutely vivid, but it won't be enough as USA holds on to beat Mexico 5-3. No rest for 2017 champs though, as the red, white, and blue takes on Italy tonight at 8 p.m. Finally tonight, the Chicago Bears have signed former Detroit Lion wide receiver Khalif Raymond to a one-year deal. Raymond gathered over 2,000 yards in 5 seasons with the Lions and played under the current Bears head coach Ben Johnson, when he was the offensive coordinator in Detroit. That's all for sports. Andrew, back to you.
Thank you, Pierce. Coming up, Emily Davis will be back with the final check of storms for our Skywatch forecast. But first, we're wishing a very special happy birthday to a Central Illinois woman. Thanks for watching. This is Newswatch on WEIU.
More honors for the top 2 Oscar contenders. The Writers Guild of America gave Ryan Coogler its original screenplay award for Sinners, while Paul Thomas Anderson took the adapted screenplay prize for One Battle After Another. Each film is favored in its respective screenplay category at Sunday's Academy Awards. The Drew Barrymore Show is sticking around. The actress's syndicated daytime talk show, which has been on for 6 years, has been renewed for 2 more seasons. The official trailer is out for Margot's Got Money Troubles, based on the best-selling novel. Elle Fanning plays a young woman who turns to OnlyFans to support her new baby. Michelle Pfeiffer, Nick Offerman, and Nicole Kidman co-star. The series launches on Apple TV April 15th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Finally tonight, a Central Illinois woman is celebrating a major milestone. Hundreds of family and friends gathered over the weekend to celebrate Fern Zimmerman's 100th birthday. Miss Zimmerman grew up in the middle of 10 siblings on a farm in Congerville, then raised 3 children with her husband. She celebrated at her current home, a Christian retirement community in Morton.
I'm kind of a family person, always have been. And I just love to be around people and I've been blessed with so much good health. I just thank God every day.
Each of Miss Zimmerman's 9 grandchildren chose a decade of her life and created a poster featuring photos of major events from those periods. Zimmerman says she feels nothing but happiness. Happy birthday, Miss Zimmerman. Well, tonight's sunshine may have brought nothing but happiness to you. Emily Davis is back to show whether we can expect more of the same.
That sunshine certainly brought happiness to my heart, but as we move overnight tonight, we're going to be seeing possibility for some rain and possibility for severe weather as we move overnight. Thunderstorms with a low temperature of 61 degrees. Now, we are going to be experiencing strong wind gusts along with the potential for tornadoes or large hail, but as that rain moves overnight, it's going to continue into tomorrow with more heavy rainfall falling on our Wednesday. After that, that rain will clear up and we'll see temperatures drop down because of that cold front, eventually getting down into the 40s on Friday, warming up as we move throughout the weekend, but then another chance for rain will cause temperatures to drop down into the 20s for next work week.
Yeah, get those umbrellas out for tomorrow, maybe even raincoats, but yeah, like you said, the temperatures are definitely dropping down.
That's right, and I don't like it at all.
For more news and weather, be sure to log on to our website at WEIU.net.
There you'll find real-time forecasts and the news video of the day.
And if news is happening in your community, let us know by dropping an email at news@weiu.net. Have a good night.
TCI Realty, Charleston area's real estate connection, commercial, land and farm, and residential real estate. Experienced realtors with an up-to-date website at tcirealty.net. TCI Realty supports the students of WEIU Newswatch.
The Charleston House proudly supports Newswatch. Now welcoming guests on Charleston's historic 6th Street, the Charleston House Bed and Breakfast Inn offers refined accommodations in a beautifully restored bed and breakfast. For booking information, visit craigcollection.com or call the number on screen.